Hello everyone and welcome to our brand new episode of Nucleus Office Talks by MasterMind 2023, Decoding the Value of Experience. I'm your host Shivani Lorai, and today we are going to take a detailed look at the growing necessity of exceptional experiences in our ever-transforming post-pandemic world. Modern enterprises are quickly realizing the importance of exceptional experiences across the board. This has given a rise to the popular new metric ROX, which stands for Return on Experience. The companies of today are recognizing that by investing on experiences, they can yield incredible results and achieve long-term progress. With its growing influence in the business world, ROX is already replacing ROI as the primary measure of growth and improvement. The COVID-19 pandemic ushered in a new digital age for the global economy. As enterprises promptly shifted online, creating exceptional experiences now required a completely different approach. It became evident that new strategies were crucial to creating ideal experiences for customers, employees, and leadership in our post-pandemic industry. As we look deeper into experiences in our digital world, metrics such as ROX are becoming increasingly prominent. Recent post-pandemic studies show that 93% of customer service teams say customers have higher expectations than ever before. This means that companies now have to place special focus on experiences to remain competitive and find success. We can see that the biggest and most successful enterprises focus heavily on creating ideal experiences to nurture growth and create loyal followings. Joining us on our journey of understanding the need for greater experiences, today we have an incredibly special guest. Please welcome a man with a plethora of talents, the Chairperson of Deloitte India, Mr. Atul Dhawan. With expertise that encompass a multitude of disciplines and fields, Mr. Dhawan has 4 decades of expertise in his industry. For many years, he also served as the Chief Strategy and Innovation Officer for Deloitte India, with responsibilities such as formulating the organization's strategies, monitoring company-wide progress, and nurturing the innovation and startup ecosystem. It is an absolute pleasure to have him with us here today, and let's go and meet him and see what he has to say about ROX. What a delight that we have Mr. Atul Dhawan here, Chairperson Deloitte India. A very warm welcome to you, Mr. Dhawan, and thank you so much for making it here.
Thank you so much. Thank you. This is the new India that you're going to see going forward.
Yeah, talking about new India and the new world. Post the pandemic, there's a Deloitte report that stated that about 61% executives were choosing to reimagine and take a thriving model versus 29% pre-pandemic. What, as per you, are the key elements that are required to invest in employee experience? And how has that changed over a period of time?
So let's go back to a few fundamentals first.
Yeah.
That word thrive is coming from a Deloitte equation where we had respond, recover, thrive.
Yes.
And that was, the background to that is that when the pandemic hit, the objective that we were recommending to businesses is you need to respond to the crisis. That's your first step. Once you've got your response in place and you've got your outputs to the response in place, your next job as a business leader is to figure out how we're going to recover from that crisis. Then that part is done, that job is done. Now, how do you thrive? How do you move to the next level? How do you make your businesses recover from the crisis and move to a thrive phase, that where you start now getting into a better place? So businesses in turn, apart from exercising their own social responsibilities, are also responding to what the workforce is asking.
How is that response happening from an organizational perspective? What are the investments and the changes that usually an organization is, or an organization takes, especially the post-pandemic and what you're referring to with the new gen?
So let's again stay with the new gen. What the pandemic did was to force a change in the work habits and the way we work. That defined new work models, and we have this hybrid, we've got this blended, we've got work from home. I think the new generation is now demanding that we need to look at different work models and how are we going to achieve what we are setting out to achieve. What businesses are now beginning to do is to look at what is the work that we are doing and breaking it down into its elements and then seeing how is that work to be delivered. You can't have universal rules. Now, to your original question about what investments are being made and how are we addressing this, I think industry is one, looking at how to reskill. Second is looking at ways of engaging the workforce in a different environment. So examples are creating remote offices, right? So, and that has its own impact. I mean, it has its own social impact. You're creating new areas of development. You're reducing carbon footprints because you're reducing travel. You're taking away the travel time. You're creating more valuable time available to the individual. So those are the kind of things we're all doing. On the flip side, to ensure that there is greater engagement, you're understanding what the workforce wants as an experience. Like I said, we talked about the social responsibility as an example. So while businesses are taking up their social responsibilities, they're also investing very heavily to address the employee or the workforce, what motivates them and how do you satisfy that. And we're finding that wherever such issues are being addressed, attrition rates are falling.
Beautiful.
It's an unsettled period right now. So you have to look at how you will address the changing circumstances, react to them, try and see the curve ahead, and get to the point where your workforce feels empowered. They feel as if they're being cared for, and they have an experience that they enjoy. One more dimension I would add is it's about their own individual self-actualization that you need to address, Paige. Right?
Yeah, it's a big task.
And businesses are beginning to look at that and say, we need to do that.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's not just for the workforce. As we, you will dig deeper, you will find the world at large expects greater responsibility from businesses.
Yeah.
Your customers want greater experience. They want to be treated.
Exactly.
They want to be treated in a different way. They don't want to be treated like a commodity. They don't want to be treated as if they just come to a counter, bought something and went away. It's not a transactional game anymore.
Yes.
And it's businesses that go completely customer-centric are the ones that will thrive.
Yes, I think you're right. You spoke about technology. You spoke about helping employees thrive in their workspaces, companies being more mindful of their presence and about their ambitions, about their sentiments, and how is that translating to a customer experience. I think beautifully stitched together. So what we'll do is we've had a beautiful outdoor experience. Why don't we go inside, away from the cold?
But and people like from Bombay that feel cold.
Yeah, I can see you very well. No, you're comfortable. Great, why don't we go inside?
Sure.
Okay, come, let's go.
Mr. Dhawan, One of the services that you provide is workforce transformation, and that involves an end-to-end transformation of employee experience through engagements, reward systems, etc. In your years of experience as a strategist, what are the key aspects that you can consider when designing an exceptional employee experience? And my second question to the same larger question is, how important are aspects such as location and workplace environment towards designing the same?
So let's take this in a more simplistic way. The ultimate output of any organization is the work. Whatever you output you're getting, that work has to be done to get there. And every organization should be looking in towards what is the ecosystem that you're going to create, what kind of innovation systems you're going to foster in your organization. And that then goes back and relates to work. So what you really need to do is break down the elements of work that you need done and correlate it back to those three attributes that I've mentioned: the culture, the innovation, the technology. How are those going to get addressed as an organization that you've set out to do? And then using that, you have to see, how do those elements of work get delivered? You get people to talk and share their experiences, share their life experiences, share their challenges, and get people to, again, pull in possible solutions. And it just makes for a better workplace environment, better camaraderie between people, and also pushes the trust factor.
You're lovely. You're absolutely very, very beautifully said. I think communication is critical, and also giving comfort, trust, and on the other end, for employees to have courage to speak up, and for the management to give the comfort that you can speak up and you're in a safe space.
You're in a safe space, and we're here to take care of you.
Yes. Yeah. Besides just, what's the delivery, what's the work.
That's correct.
Yes. And it'll come down. Exactly. And eventually it'll come down to that. It will impact your a higher productivity, a higher ROI, higher customer experience. It boils down to that eventually.
See, you create mathematical models to measure this.
Yeah.
But you need to be careful how you interpret that information. Maths is numbers at the end of the day, right? Yeah, but it's a bit of an oxymoron, because the numbers you need, the measures you need to guide you, but you have to be careful on how you interpret.
Yes. So great, Mr. Dhawan. We've done a lot of walking. Why don't we sit somewhere and have a comfortable chat and continue this discussion?
Okay, we can do that.
Okay, awesome. Mr. Dhawan, in today's day and age, especially in the digital space, the value of experience is, especially as far as the customer is concerned, and providing an ideal customer experience is everything. And if you don't provide that, of course, the customer is going to move on. What, as per your knowledge and past experience, is the value of customer experience, and how are metrics like return on experience, etc., used to provide that?
So let's start by what you talked about, experience. We spent some time talking about experience for the workforce and for the human capital side of things. Actually, in today's world, everybody expects to be treated in a special way. We all want to be special. And also, given the state of economic development and social development that we've had, and this is pretty much universal, it's not just India specific, you have to treat people special. The objective of any business organization, apart from running the workforce, is also to ensure your customer is delighted, is not just happy, right? In our organization, we used to talk about two elements, just two factors that drive the business: talent and clients and customers. If you don't have talent, you can't serve your customers. And if you don't have customers, you don't have a business.
Yes,
right?
needless, yeah.
Needless to say that.
Yeah.
So customer delight is extremely important.
Mr. Dhawan, we've discussed a lot about post-pandemic strategies, thriving models being adopted by executives, and much more about how the companies are having a big shift into employee experience and how will that translate into a better customer experience and how customer experience is the new ROI.
It's not the new ROI. It's an ROI that needs its place in the sun.
Yes, oh yes, but well, I won't say yes. You're right, but eventually leads to a higher ROI. Let me reword that. But I want to know you, and I think everyone would want to know you. Who Atul Dhawan is, and what gets him out of bed every day.
An alarm clock. No, what motivates me is the opportunity that I get to do something new and find something new to do every few years, and be able to contribute to the organization in something that they've not done or we've not done before, and lead on from there, and hopefully make an impact in society somehow, somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's beautiful. Thank you so much,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Dhawan. It
Thank you
was
so
an
much.
absolute delight to have you
My
here.
pleasure entirely.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Investing on experiences is a critical necessity in our modern industry. From our discussions today, we can see that ROX is quickly becoming the primary metric to determine the future success of enterprises in our new experience economy, and those who adopt it are bound to grow. Thank you, Mr. Dhawan, for your eye-opening insight and wonderful stories. This has been an incredible discussion on the experience-driven nature of our modern industry. This is Nucleus Office Talks by MasterMind 2023, Decoding the Value of Experience.